Okay, awesome. Well, thank you everyone for coming and joining. My name is Tanisha Jackson of Surge Formation, and it is a company that is dedicated to helping small business owners surge to the next level of success. And I do that by offering bookkeeping and small business consulting for small business owners. And some of the consulting services I offer really center around helping you to establish your processes and set up your procedures and really just build that foundation that you need so that you can build from there and save money and time in the process. Hopefully, that is the goal. So I'll share more about that later. You have to excuse my voice. I'm getting over a cold, but we're going to push through this. We have some dynamic speakers here with us today. So I'm going to bring up our first speaker, Ebony Johnson. She is the owner of Johnson Tax and Accounting Services. She has a master's of accounting and financial management. She has 10 years of tax preparation and 13 years of government and financial reporting. She is the mother of one with one on the way and soon to be wife. Congratulations on that. And she is going to be sharing with us some important information that we need to know to help prepare our business for this new year about taxes. Ebony Johnson, you have the floor. Show her some love. You are muted, Ebony.
All right, here we go. I was gonna say, it won't let me unmute myself. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy New Year. All that good stuff. I am going to share my screen with you guys and start my timer so I don't go over my time with you all. All right. Let me share my screen. All right. Is everybody able to see my Johnson Tax and Accounting Services screen? Okay, perfect. All right. So we are going to talk about some things to prepare you for your business taxes for 2022 and 2023. You know, everybody is getting ready to file their 2022 taxes. And then there are some things that are going on in 2023 that we have not seen before. On a business and even individual tax level, we have not seen these things. So I kind of want to touch on them. Some of the things you already know about, you're going to hear again, and it's just hey, these are the updates. This amount was this last year, and now it's this year. But there's also some things that you may not have thought about, and some issues that I have had people contact me about in the last couple of months. That I have not seen, or knew there was an actual problem with. So like Tanisha said, I am the owner of Johnson Tax and Accounting Services. I've been doing taxes for a while. I started in 2015. I do some bookkeeping, some small business consultation. I specialize in individual and small business taxes, notary, things of that nature. I am like she said, a mother, a recent mother and soon to be mother again. So this tax season is a little different for me, but we're here. So let's get started. Now, the topics that I want to discuss in this PowerPoint are some of the 2022 updates and the 2023 updates that are in the pipeline. You'll need to know the 2023 because we're in 2023 right now. So the things that you are doing now are what you need to know this 2023 information because it started January 1st, 2023. We're going to talk about business expenses, meals and mileage. I know you guys are familiar with that. We're going to talk about business insurance. We're going to talk about the effect of local taxes on grant approvals. And we're going to talk about the future tax regulations, which is the biggest change for 2023 that I think people are going to be blown away with. So let's get started. Business meals. So in 2021 and 2022, food and beverages provided by restaurants for expenses incurred in 2021 and 2022 are allowed to be written off 100%. Now, it used to not be 100%, but in an attempt to help the businesses, the restaurants, which we know are struggling with employees and being able to retain employees and earn revenue. A lot of restaurants have closed down. They are allowing you to have those meetings provided by a restaurant and write off the entire 100% of the meal. So that was in effect for 2021 and is also going to be in effect for 2022. 50% allowed to be written off for regular meals. And like I said, this is an attempt to help the restaurants regain business and increase revenues from the setback of COVID-19. The mileage, business miles, are the miles driven to conduct business. The standard mileage deduction for 2022 was 62.5 cents per mile. The standard mileage deduction for 2023 has increased by 3 cents. So 65.5 cents. When it comes to tracking your mileage, the best way to track your miles is by using a mileage app that can produce some type of printout of miles traveled for your tax preparer to use on your return. If you have a vehicle that is strictly business use, so you're not using it for personal and business, I know a lot of people do, you can, to record that, you can take your odometer reading on January the 1st and then take it at December 31st. And that will suffice if audited, if that vehicle is just for business only. But if it is a partial business, partial personal use vehicle, you probably should have an app of some sort. Popular mileage apps, Mile IQ, Everlance, Stride, TripLog, Hurdler, QuickBooks Self-Employed has a function also, and some of them will sync with your business account also. So those are the more popular apps, or you can go the old school, old-fashioned way and write down, if you don't do a lot of business traveling, you can write down, keep a log of where you're going, when you went, and pull a Google Map Quest to show the mileage that you used when you were going to that particular place. The next thing I wanted to touch on was business insurance. So now that everybody is pretty much, a lot of people are working from home. A lot of people are using their home as their office space, like me, using my home as my office space. An issue that we have found is the home office usage. Business insurance will not cover the business use items in your home unless it's specified. So you need to check with your insurance provider to ensure that the tools and equipment that you use in your home for your business are included on the insurance rider. So you want to check that to make sure if anything were to happen, the items that you're using daily are insured and protected. The next topic. So grants denied. What I have found, business local taxes are not being completed. Recipients of grants are being denied for not being in compliance. Agency companies awarding the funds check with the government to see if the business is in compliance, and you must provide a letter of good standing from the local government before receiving any of the grant money. So I had a couple of people reach out to me. There's a lot of grants going on, especially when, COVID hit, they were giving a bunch of small business grants out, and they're still doing that. So, but what was happening is, people have Schedule Cs, their business are on Schedule Cs. They also have, let's say, a W-2 job. So the employer, you pay taxes locally for where you work and where you live. So what was happening is the employers of their W-2 jobs were taking out the appropriate amount of taxes for their return. So, but they were leaving the business part, the Schedule C, off of that return. So you need to file your local taxes and make sure that they are in good standing too, because when you apply for the grants want to know that you're in compliance. And a lot of people are not in compliance because they're thinking they're good because their W-2 employer took out enough taxes, but yet their business is not on that return at all. So in the two cases that people have reached out to me about, they were able to go ahead and file their local taxes in time to still get that letter of good standing from the city, and then still receive their grant money. But depending on timing, if you don't get them that information quick enough, you may not get the award that you were initially going to get. So making sure that your business is included in the local return is a big thing, not just for businesses, but just regular individual. I know when you use certain services like, TurboTaxes and all the companies that do your taxes online, they provide a federal and a state return. They don't necessarily get into the local piece. Sometimes they'll ask, hey, do you want to file a local return? And I don't know why people just bypass that for some reason. And they don't file it. So you want to make sure that your local taxes are filed. And some people don't even know. They're like, where do I go for that? Are your local taxes being submitted? How do you know if you even have local taxes due and how much? Now, I'm in the state of Ohio, so I'm coming from the state of Ohio standpoint. You can go to the Ohio Department of Taxation website. And if you scroll to the very bottom, you will see the finder that's here circled on the bottom right. And when you go there, you want to do the municipal tax, that's the local. And you can also look up school district, because sometimes there's a school district associated with your address. You have school district taxes. You can click on the municipal tax button and type in your address, and it will tell you what your taxes are. So then you can get on, you can do the paper filing, or you can actually get online with the local income tax department and file your taxes that way. But municipal tax and school district income tax are two that are missed often. And to prevent you from missing those grants, you want to make sure that you are aware of what local tax you actually have and if you have a school district income tax. And the last point that I wanted to talk about is the future regulation that started January the 1st that people are kind of having a fit about. This is a 2023 item, started January 1st, and it's going to be a major effect on businesses and individuals. This item was going to be in effect in 2022. However, the week before Christmas, the Friday before Christmas, the IRS announced that individuals and business will not be required to submit their 1099s on their tax returns if they did not meet the threshold, which everybody's like, "Ooh, good, thank God," because it was it's not going to be an easy task. So a 1099-K. On December 23rd, 2022, the IRS announced that calendar year 2022 will be treated as a transition year for the reduced threshold of $600. For calendar year 2022, third-party settlement organizations who issue forms 1099 are only required to report transaction where gross payments exceed 20K and there are more than 200 transactions. So this 1099-K it's always been around. However, it was not something that we had to necessarily worry about because we were not doing $20,000 worth of transactions and we did not have 200 transactions. Well, starting in 2023, all you have to have is $600 worth of transactions. And what is a 1099-K anyway? It's a third-party payment network transactions. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed I now receive Cash App statements every month. So third party, your Cash Apps, your Venmos, your PayPals, your Zelles, anybody that is collecting money on your behalf is now required to provide you with a 1099-K at the end of the year. So it's similar to a 1099 NEC, where someone has paid you for contract labor, and they give you that amount that they paid you. Same type of deal with this 1099-K. Each month it has listed out how much they paid you, and that has to go on your tax return now. And that was not something that we saw before. What do I do with the 1099-K? Business individuals need to make sure that their 1099-K matches their records. If it does not, you need to reach out to the company that provided the 1099-K in order to get an updated copy. Adjustments and offsets will need to be made to your tax return to reflect if items sold or money received was for a business transaction or a personal transaction. Make sure that your business expenses reflect your basis in an item sold. If not, it may appear that you made more of a profit than you actually did. So for me, I have Cash App, I have Venmo, I have PayPal. I use them all. Some for personal and some for business, which is not good. If at any time you can just go strictly business with any of these type of accounts, that's what you want to do. You always want to be strictly business. You want to keep a business account that's strictly business. I know sometimes we make a mistake and might pay for something personal on our business card, and that's fine. But for the most part, you always want to try to keep it business only. And so with these transactions, what's going to happen in my case, for example, I'm going to receive a 1099-K from Cash App. They're going to say, this year we paid you $15,000. I'm going to have to tell them, hey, $15,000, this isn't all business income, because basically what the IRS got hit to was, hey, we got people who are collecting a lot of money through these third-party apps, and they're not tracking it, or they don't have to turn it in. We're not requiring them to submit it. So we need to lower this 20,000 to 600 so that we can make sure that people are paying taxes on this money that they're making. So in my case, like I said, I use my part. Sometimes, a friend may Cash App me and say, hey, can you pick me up something from, whatever, I'll Cash App you the money. So they'll send me the money. That's a personal transaction. That's not something that should be on my business return. But now you're going to have to differentiate on your return. So you can see how this is going to get really crazy. And in my last bullet, when I'm talking about basis, for instance, like say your business, you buy shoes and then you razzle and dazzle them up and then you resell them. So in a situation like that, your Cash App is going to say you made $60. Someone sent you $60 and you made a $60 profit, but that's not really the case. You bought the shoes for 30. You razzled and dazzled them for 10, which makes your basis now 40. And so you really only made $20. You didn't make 60. So you have to be mindful that of the basis that you have, the other side of this transaction. You need to make sure that you're saying on your expense side, yes, I purchased this item for 30. I put $20 worth of work into it to make it a sellable item. So like I said, you can see how this is going to get extremely complicated in the next year. So everybody needs to be mindful. It's going to be painful for you, for us, for the third party companies. Like, no one wants to do this. You got more documents that you have to wait for in the mail. So this is going to come in the mail to you just like a W-2 does. So this is another document that you're waiting on. The separation of the business and the personal transactions, if you use those accounts for both things. The adjustments to your tax return, because now we have to say, okay, yep, this was business. Nope, this was personal, and break that all out. And then possible reporting errors on their part, because you need to check and make sure. They say you received $20,000 worth of, funds this year, you need to make sure that you took in $20,000. If not, you're going to have to reach back out to them and get that taken care of. So that is a huge 2023 difference that we don't have a ton of information on how it's all going to play out. So it's going to be rough until there is an established method of how to take care of these items. My contact information, Ebony Johnson, Johnson Tax and Accounting Services, LLC. You can email me at jtaaservices@gmail.com. Thanks for your time. I'm offering a 20% off of individual and or Schedule C business tax returns. In your email, provide the promo code PREP2023 in order to receive the discount. And that's it for me. Hope that wasn't too fast.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ebony. Let's show her some love. You can put some hearts up and stuff like that in the chat. Thank you so much. So I have a question for you. If you have any questions, make sure to put them in the chat. So my question is, and forgive me if you said this and I missed it, but the 1099K is also for credit cards. Is that correct? Right. You're muted, Ebony. So it's also for credit card payments that you receive.
Yes.
For your services.
I don't get into the Apple Pay. Like, I don't have any of the Apple Pay type of transactions and things like that. But yes, anything that is linked to an account that has your name on it, whoever that third party is that is collecting on your behalf, you should receive a 1099 from them.
Right. Yeah. So I don't have to send the 1099 because the company is going to send it to them.
Well, you're going to receive whoever you are receiving the money from. So
well, I'm saying on the flip end. So if I pay you $700 and I pay it through credit card, your credit card is going to send you the 1099K.
Correct. You won't need to send me that. Now, if it was a 1099 NEC and you hired me, I was doing some contract work for you, then you would need to send me and the IRS a copy of the 1099 NEC. But the 1099K, you don't have to worry about sending me anything. They're going to handle all of that.
Okay, so what's the difference? So the 1099 NEC versus the 1099K.
Well, the 1099K,
which one do I need to send you?
If I do work for you, if you hire me on, you say, hey, I have $1,200 or $700 worth of work I need you to do. You paid me $700 throughout the year. You're going to provide me with a 1099 NEC, a non-employee compensation form. The 1099K is a third party. So someone collecting money on your behalf. So
is it like the memberships, like if I sign up for somebody's membership to a program or something like that?
If you sign up to someone's program with a membership fee, you're paying them on a credit, you're going to their website and swiping their credit card, right? You don't have to do anything with that transaction.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to do anything with that.
Looks like we have a question. Are marketing expenses tax deductible?
Yeah, there is oh, can you hear? Okay, sorry. There is not a lot business related that is not tax deductible. You can't get all, some people try to, stretch, like, let's say, business trips and stuff like that, where, they're like kind of partial business, partial personal, and they try to say, hey, the whole thing was personal, and it's like, no, you can deduct the portion that was business related, as long as it is associated with the business. It is more than likely deductible. There's not much that is not, because it is an expense of the business.
Okay, yes, Ebony's in Columbus, so am I. There's a couple of Ohio people here.
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions? If not, I'm going to go to our next speaker, Miss Christina. How you say your last name? Is it Aldan?
It's Aldan.
Aldan. Aldan. Okay. She is the brand strategy consultant who's based in Las Vegas, who has spoken on all 7 continents, teaches businesses how to connect their products with their ideal consumers using emotional intelligence. She's experienced with advising startups, coaching consultants and executives, and supporting nonprofits with culturally competent mental health awareness. She's a TEDx speaker, commencement address speaker, and soon to be author. So without further ado, I'm bringing Christina Aldan. She's going to talk about branding with video.
Thank you. Made me shorter. I sat down. Here we go. All right, that's a little bit better. Excellent. So let me share my screen here. There we go. Perfect. Can everyone see my screen? Great. So I used to build websites as a freelancer, and I'd onboard a client and they'd ask me, hey, Christina, I need a website. Okay, cool. So I'd create the website and they would call me 2 months later and they'd be like, Christina, my website's not working. And I'm like, what do you mean your website's not working? And I pull it up and we look at the files and, everything looks good. I don't know what you mean. Your website's there. It's looking fine. And they're like, no, I'm not selling anything. And I go, oh, you wanted to make sales. That's not what you asked. You wanted me to make you a website. I made you a website, right? Or this would happen. They'd call me and they'd say, hey, Christina, we need some SEO. I'm like, oh, yes, I understand SEO. I got you. Hold on. Search engine optimization. We create a 6-month strategy for them, right? So they can optimize their website for search engines. And they would call me. A couple of weeks later, they call me and they say, Christina, it's not working. And I'd pull up their site analytics and I'd say, no, it's working. You've got 30 people on your website right now. They're live. They arrive there from these keyword phrases, the best tamales in Vegas or whatever the keyword phrase was. And they'd say, no, I'm not selling anything. And I'd be like, oh, you wanted to make sales. You said you wanted SEO. So I created a 6-month strategy for you. It's only been 2 weeks. So unless you've studied marketing and business, a lot of this marketing language, it can be confusing, right? And knowing what to ask for when you really maybe just want money and you maybe just want sales, but you're out there asking for other things. So today I want to clear up some of that marketing language for you. And I want to talk about the ways to include video content into your brand strategy for 2023. My name is Christina Aldan. I'm a brand strategy consultant, speaker, trainer based out of Las Vegas. I'm a soon-to-be author, like Tanisha said. And I sit on the board of directors for a tech nonprofit and also for a mental health nonprofit. I'm certified in mental health first aid. And if you'd like to continue this conversation online, you can use the hashtag marketing tools. want to say thanks so much to Tanisha for hosting me today. It's great seeing everyone here. Tanisha has a lot of value in her approach to helping small businesses with access to resources. So I hope you take a lot of advantage of her valuable webinars. So the goal of this, we're going to learn the difference between some marketing language. We're going to talk about the marketing process so you can learn how to close the marketing loop. And we're going to talk about some tools for new media marketing. I would like everybody to get out either your phone. I have a little QR code here for you to scan, or you can type in this little URL address. It's a bit.ly 1Q challenge. It's just a 1-question challenge that I have here. It'll take you, and it wants to know, what is the number one challenge that's blocking your success in the marketing and promotion of your business? That's really what I'd like to know in one word. What is that number one challenge that you think is blocking you from promoting your business successfully and marketing in 2023? For some people, it's procrastination. For some people, it's access to resources. Maybe it's your network. Maybe it's money. Some people put that in. Money's my number one challenge, blocking my success in marketing and promotion. Hopefully after this little talk, you'll be better equipped to go through and promote yourself and your services. So your brand's reputation is how your customers find you. You want to be able to have distribution enough so that people are aware of your products and services, right? You want people to trust that you're going to deliver your quality products. You want people to respect how you do business. So I love this quote by Rand Fishkin. He's the founder of SparkToro. Awareness, trust, and respect can be earned offline. They can be earned in any medium, anywhere. And I love this about technology. We have so many different media that we can use to market, to promote, to advertise, to let everybody know about the products and services that we offer. So let's talk about some common challenges as we move into 2023. Some of these things may have come up for you in business. I don't know. We see these come up with our clients at Arana Software, and certainly myself. I struggle with even promoting my own things. So as we move through this next slide, I want everybody to just type in chat which one you are. I'm going to give you 4 different common challenges, and I want you to type it into the chat box as we go through these. I don't know, maybe all 4 relate to you. But the first one is that, you're trying to do all the things. You're trying to do all the things and it's really not working out for you. So one thing that you can do is just pick 2. I tell people to pick 2 platforms. You don't have to be on everywhere. Oh, good. My cat is helping out. That's awesome. You don't have to be everywhere on all things internet, right? You don't have to have Facebook, LinkedIn, all the things. Just pick 2. Rock 2 really good platforms. For me, I enjoy speaking. So I like to try to, speak and get everybody aware of my brand and what I do through speaking, through training. Some people, they really love TikTok. Some people, they really love Facebook. Whatever that is, just pick 2. And once you're rocking it, then move on to the next thing. The next thing is that you don't have any metrics, right? You don't have any metrics, so you have no idea what your return on investment is. So you've got to try to identify some KPIs, key performance indicators that are going to tell you, hey, I've succeeded. Once I meet this mark, I know I have succeeded. I know my campaign has succeeded. I know what kind of investment and that I'm return on my investment that I'm getting. Because if you don't know what your KPIs are, then, one thing you can do is you can email me and I can help you go through them. We can identify them. You'd be surprised how much work we can get done in just 30 minutes and a free consultation. But, another thing that might be a problem and is that you're too complex, right? Everything is too complex. And so one thing that I've seen a lot is that people come to me with their tail between their legs and they go, Christina, I spent all this money on this complex click funnel 6 months ago, and I didn't set it up and I didn't do the thing. And she set it up for me, or he set it up for me, or they set it up for me. And now I can't even log in. And so I've got this, here's my free offer, and here's my click funnel, and here's my video, and here's my capture thing. And now I've got this, but I don't know how this is embedded, and it's broken with my sign-in form on my website. I get a lot of that where people had spent a whole bunch of money. And so what I like to do instead is to simplify and tell people that, you could do a lot of market research up front with conversations. You can have interviews, surveys, polls, get feedback from your potential users and customers, and then that's going to help you simplify. In fact, we just put out a blog post about the structure of telling a story, and we gave an analysis of a very successful campaign. So that might be something you want to take a look at. The other thing is maybe you're sending the wrong message, right? You're attracting the wrong people. And so whatever your message is, people are hearing it, but the wrong people are hearing it. And so we want to get over that as well. So the first goal, I want to talk about, the language. Let's clear some of this language up a little bit when we're promoting our business. So here's a perfect example, right? You have two people talking. This is marketing. This is somebody saying, hey, I'm a great lover. They're letting you know, they're informing you of their circumstances, right? And then if we're going into telemarketing, it's somebody calling you up in the phone. They're like, hello, hey, I'm a great lover, right? This is what a telemarketing process is. And then we have advertising where somebody is just going, hey, flash, flash, flash. I'm a great lover. I'm a great lover. I'm a great lover, right? It's like a billboard, for example, is a good example of that. Then we're talking about the design, the graphics, all your logo, things like that for your branding. That's the graphical interface and the representation of your business and your core values. And so public relations, this is where somebody's telling the story. Hey, trust me, I know them. I've done business with them. This is the scenario. And then the last one is branding. And branding is what people understand about your brand, how you've communicated it through language. All of these things, they make up your brand strategy. All of these elements influence the decisions that you make for your brand strategy. And looping everything together is really the key. And so let's talk about the marketing loop, because a lot of small business owners, they look at their entire brand strategy, but they see separate elements, right? Here's the Facebook ad, here's the Instagram ad, here's the blog post. In fact, everything has to be looped together, and you really need to find those gaps and close that marketing loop. A lot of people, they don't understand those faulty points. Like, for example, where a click funnel might fail, and then somebody comes in and sells them on this big complex system. And they go, oh, it's really easy. You just set it. And then, all the money just keeps rolling in. I made 6 figures in 30 days or whatever the thing is. But really, most people, they lack the analysis skills or the tools maybe to understand the complexities of a ClickFunnel and all of the fail points of it. And they can be very time consuming and expensive at a time when you aren't really ensured that any of that engagement's really going to convert into sales yet. So I use ClickFunnels more once I'm in the growth stage, but not in that early stage. Here is how the marketing loop works. And, the solution is to make sure that you close this marketing loop by investing time and learning into understanding where the gaps are, where those points of failure might be. How do you analyze the success of your campaign? Do you have those key performance indicators named? A few mistakes that I see small business owners make is that they don't know how to create that continuity with their overarching brand message across all the platforms, Instagram, Facebook, whatever that is. Even phone calls, even in-person discussions, your menus, your e-commerce descriptions, this all has to be same continuous message in your brand strategy. So we can't get through all of those today, but if you have a specific marketing a campaign or something that you want to get to and you want to review, just give me a call and, you know, we can go through it and we can really talk about the nuances and where the gaps are in your marketing loop. The last thing I want to talk about is just review some quick tools here. So you can see now, obviously all of these tools have very in-depth tutorials, wikis, how-tos, but today I'm just going to briefly cover these and go over the benefits of what I see for small business owners specifically. You know, if you want insight into creating the video content itself, I'm sure that Tanisha has some great resources as well for those tips. I do know a wonderful photographer and videographer here in Vegas too, who would probably be really good for that. But I'm a brand strategy consultant. And so I'm going to talk about using these video tools in your brand strategy for your distribution of your content. The first one is KindCatch. And KindCatch is a tool that creates personal video content and texts people. This is not free. It's $119 a month, but you get 2,500 texts, 10,000 emails that you can send every single month. And you get landing pages and of course, a lot of support. And really the only gear you need for a tool like KindCatch is just a phone, you know, some kind of a camera that you're gonna take your video with. That's it. And so the other one that I want to talk about is one more thing about KindCatch is that I always have my phone in front of me, and so texting works really well for me when I belong to certain like communities. Like there's an app called Community, and it texts text messages. KindCatch is great because it does video. Unfortunately, there isn't a free video one that I know of that can send text. Those videos are pretty big. The technology has to be super secure, and that costs money. So $119 a month is where they're at for that one, for KindCatch, where it's a video to text tool. It's almost like a micro influencer app for people. It's really cool. It's really cool. The next one is Twitch. Has anybody heard of Twitch? Put it in chat if you've heard of Twitch. I don't know if anybody here is on Twitch. It's usually for like developers. You know, I work in tech, and in the tech industry, there are a lot of developers on Twitch where they do the free. Yeah, so people have heard. Yep. So with Twitch, it's free live streaming, and you can learn so much on Twitch. Usually, you know, they have categories. They have tech, they have science, they have things like that. And so you can go into the different categories and people will be live streaming on Twitch. The next one is TikTok. TikTok, the types that do best on TikTok are not structured, right? It's just front to face camera, like a conversation. I struggle with TikTok because I struggle with if you notice, I keep looking over here at people's pictures out the window because I'm on the side, because I'm an in-person speaker. So much of like my training, I'm in the room, we're doing workshops. So I struggle with TikTok because you have to do this and you have to imagine that people are listening. There's something in your brain that you have to look and pretend your audience that I struggle with. And probably also some self-confidence stuff about putting my topics out there, right, into the universe, when I know that, gosh, once somebody goes viral, I've seen some people with millions of followers, and that just scares me. The other thing that we can do, I'll cover these last few real quickly. That's Instagram Reels. And Instagram Reels is Instagram's response to TikTok. TikTok got really busy and popular. So then Instagram was like, hey, we want some of that love. So we got all up in there. And now that we have Reels, right? The last one, the last three. So YouTube now allows you to create classes on there. It's coming. You're going to be able to edit and create webinars and classes and stuff on YouTube, which is really cool. And of course, they've added the shorts. Everybody wants to come up after TikTok. But here's the thing that I love about YouTube, and I always encourage people, it's owned by Google. And so your search engine optimization, your page rank, all of that is going to feed into those search engine results pages for Google a lot better. So I encourage people to use YouTube probably the most. There's LinkedIn Live where you can live stream from LinkedIn. And then of course, Facebook Live where you can live stream directly from Facebook. So, in that, I hope you feel more empowered to kind of handle this topic in business as you approach it and you set things up for 2023. Remember, you've got to close those gaps in your plan. And if anybody has any questions, let's see, I know I have 1 more minute left. So if anybody has any questions, let me know.
I think there's a question from Tiffany. Tiffany,
Yeah.
she said something about, is there a free one? I'm not sure what she was talking about. Tiffany,
Yeah,
clarify.
Where are you, Tiffany? Oh, yeah. I think she was talking about, I think she
Oh,
was
she said it
talking
was
about
answered.
the video to text app, that one. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Oh, cool. I hope you feel more capable to overcome that challenge that's blocking you from success. If not, what would you like to hear more about? Let me know. Let Tanisha know, certainly, because she's organizing these. I do have a freebie. If everyone wants to scan this, you can download my SEO YouTube tips for 2023. And the code there is Surge of Formation. And so it's tips for how to set up your YouTube channel and your videos. It's just an easy 1-pager. You go in there, click it, answer a few questions, and then you can download the PDF. It takes like 2 minutes or something. So you'll want to do that, and then you can save the PDF. Of course, anybody who wants to do a 30-minute consultation can most certainly email me. And thanks so much. Oh yeah, I have my website there. There's some free tools. Thanks so much, everyone. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Christina. Let's show her some love and make sure to fill out her survey. Speaking of surveys, yeah, we'll give you a couple more seconds to jot that down if you didn't get it. Okay, so I have a couple of announcements. I'm going to share my screen now. While I'm doing that, was this helpful? Did anybody learn anything? You can put it in the chat or put some hands up, hearts. Did you learn some valuable information from these awesome speakers? I see some people are going to be reaching out, connecting, so that's awesome. Okay. So if you would give me about five more minutes, and I have a couple of announcements I'm going to share with you. Share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Okay, let me fix hold on here. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to offer you something else special. Since we're talking about marketing a little bit today, I have an ebook you're welcome to download. It's a free guide, 100 social media marketing tips to boost your following, gain authority, and increase engagement on all platforms. It's only about 24 pages. It's a really short ebook. And I too am using the Talk-A-Dot that Christina has, which I think is pretty cool. So feel free to scan the QR code, or you can type in the link at talk.ac/surgeformation. Enter the code SURGE and fill out the short survey about this overall presentation, and let me know your feedback, and you will be able to download that ebook. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds. Save that information. If you want to do that now, that is fine. I'll give you a couple seconds. It's a very short survey. So while you're doing that, I was thinking about going back to taxes. I found some other ways to reduce your taxable income that I want to share. The one was to pay with a credit card. You can record your expense this year, but you don't have to pay that credit card balance, of course, until a couple of months down the road. So if you're at near the end of the year, you can start paying stuff with credit card, and like I mentioned, you don't have to pay that credit card off until a couple months. So that will delay you having to actually fork over any cash. So that's a tip that I came across. Also, you can delay sending bills until after the new year. So like if you're near the end of the year, you can delay sending bills, and then that way you don't have to record that income in that year. And also you can prepay your expenses, which is another thing you can do to reduce your taxable income. Okay, so those are just some tips that I came across I wanted to share. Some upcoming events for those of you who are following me. I have a bookkeeping basics, what every business owner needs to know. This is another free webinar that I will be doing. I'm going to be talking about what is bookkeeping, what are your bookkeeping options, and so much more. And this is really just the foundation. So if you don't have a bookkeeping system, you definitely want to join this. Or if you're a new business owner, you don't even know what bookkeeping is, then I encourage you to definitely join. And it will be January 20th at 12 noon. That's Eastern time. And I'm going to send you the link to that later. Now, my special announcement is that I have a VIP Go-Getters Facebook community that I started, and it's for business owners who've been in business for under 10 years. They're givers, they're supportive, they like to connect with like-minded business owners. They want to save time, money, increase their visibility. They need some direction, just need some support. If this sounds like you, then I encourage you to join this community. I'm going to be doing 1 hour weekly trainings on different topics such as lead generation, marketing, how to increase your clients, gain visibility. I'm going to be sharing a lot of good information in these trainings that's going to be exclusive for this community. And I'm also going to be bringing on subject matter experts. So it's not just going to be me training. I'm going to bring on some guests too. By joining this, you also will get listed in the business directory for free. And you'll get to connect, as I mentioned, with other like-minded business owners. You will have access to exclusive networking events. You'll be able to promote your business in this group. You'll have access to special resources. And I'm going to be doing some giveaways and much more. So I love to have fun. I love to give away things. So we're going to have fun in this community. And as you can see, the total of all these benefits is a $2,500 value. But I'm not charging you that. For a very low price, you actually have two options. Option one is just pay $25 a month for a year. Or option two, a one-time fee of $200 for the year. That's 30% off of the regular price. So if you are interested in that, then feel free to connect with me. I don't know why that slide is here. I'm missing a slide somewhere. Hold on a second. I'm going to find it. But feel free to connect with me if you're interested in that. I'm going to show that slide in a second that has my contact information. But I do want to say a special thank you to our speakers, Christina and Ebony. Let's show them some love. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here. And give me a second. I'm gonna find the slide so you can connect with me. I don't know what happened there. So and while I am pulling that up, does anybody else have any other questions? You're welcome to put it in the chat. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up my slide so you can connect with me if you choose to do so. Let's see. Okay, so here's my contact information. My link tree is there, or you can just scan the QR code and follow me. These Healthy You, Healthy Business webinars are monthly, every first Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And the next one is going to be for the couple. So if you're married and you're in business together, you definitely want to make sure to register for that. And all these webinars you have to register for individually. So the next one is going to be keeping the love in your life and business. So again, the audience for that one is focused on married couples in business. So you definitely don't want to miss that if that is you. But if you want to know about the other webinars that are coming up, again, make sure to reach out to me. I am Tanisha, the strategic and operations consultant. I'm also a speaker and bookkeeper. Thank you again for coming. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care.
Bye. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.